Coming up next, it's a flyweight title fight between Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko. Well, it seemed an eventuality that when the UFC launched its women's flyweight division, that Valentina Shevchenko would rest atop of it, and that's exactly where she finds herself as she makes the walk here tonight.
She knew that she would be the UFC flyweight champion. Even when her first title shot against Nico Montano fell through, she didn't moan, she didn't complain. She said, okay, sign me up somebody else so that I can go and win that title. So they said, okay, fight Joanna Jędrzejczyk. She went out there and defeated the most dominant strawweight champion in UFC history to get that title. She's a phenomenal striker, a great counterpuncher, and has a full array of skills to try to finish fights. When you think you're gonna stand with her, just ask Juliana Pena. You end up on the ground getting submitted. She can beat you in a number of ways.
All right, so here she is with much fanfare, the reigning, defending undisputed UFC flyweight champion, making her way to the octagon. The mission tonight, to defend her title and go out the way she came in as the UFC's best at 125 pounds. Without further delay, let's get you tonight's tale of the tape. More than 5 years apart, and they both possess the same height and a similar reach. All right, now for the particulars inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. When the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon, Dan Murgliata. And now, this is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. Live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, it's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Flyweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This woman is a Muay Thai fighter, holding a professional record of 23 wins, 4 losses. She stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 125 pounds. Fighting out of Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan, presenting the challenger, Valentina "Bullet" Shevchenko. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner. This woman is a kickboxer, holding a professional record of 16 wins, 3 losses. She stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 125 pounds. Presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC flyweight champion of the world, Alexa Grasso.
All right, this is for the UFC Championship. I want you to obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. I want a nice, clean, safe fight. Touch gloves, back your corners, do not fight. You ready? Okay, you ready?
All right, so here we go with round 1, 2 decorated strikers here. And I would think even a world-class wrestler like yourself still enjoys a classic stand-up affair like this every now and then.
Oh yeah, I love this one. I love this one because both of these women know that the easiest way to get their hands raised is to fight in the area that they are best. Both of them are fantastic strikers. One is much more powerful, one is much more quick. Let's see who gets the job done.
Well, she said she was going to go to the takedown early, and she goes right to it, and it's there. So a good sign that she's able to get this fight to the ground where she wants.
She said when and where she decides she was going to be able to secure takedown. She does exactly that very early in the first round.
Oh, when you get in a bad spot on the ground and you want to reverse it, that's what you need to do.
Masterclass in changing position, unreal
Grasso's
to
got
see.
the back, going for the rear naked choke.
Oh, nice. Oh.
And this might just be a matter of time. And there it is.
Unbelievable. Oh, my goodness, what a fight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That is some opportunistic grappling right there, and nice finishing instincts as well. You see a lot of fighters get the dominant position, but aren't necessarily able to lock up the choke or force the tap. No problem with her as she gets one of the bigger wins of her UFC career. All right, so that's the end of the round. Lot to like in there, DC, particularly when it comes to her offensive wrestling.
She's evolving, right? She's gotten better. She did not have this skill set before. Now you watch her, and she looks like an Olympian. She looks like a girl that can wrestle at the highest levels. She scored so many takedowns in that round. Her wrestling coach must be very proud.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there she is, the UFC Women's Flyweight Champion, and what a way to leave with the belt tonight. She gets it done by way of submission. You see the corner celebrating her teammates. That is a celebration that will continue deep into the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Bergliata has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 3 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by tap out, Alexa Grasso!
All right, so congratulations go out to the still UFC Women's Flyweight Champion of the world, and the hardware is starting to pile up.
Yeah, she is getting belt after belt after belt, and she puts them on display proudly. A great champion that stays atop this division.
How many belts you got at home?
8 of them. I got 8 of them.
All right, coming up next, a matchup for the UFC Flyweight Division title. All right, so here she is, the UFC Women's Flyweight contender, looking to become the new UFC Women's Flyweight Champion here tonight. And most people believe she has all the skills in the world to get the job done and change the complexion of this division moving forward. Let's see what type of championship performance she can put forth here tonight. All right, so here she is with much fanfare, the reigning, defending undisputed UFC Flyweight Champion, making her way to the octagon. The mission tonight to defend her title and go out the way she came in as the UFC's best at 125 pounds. All right, just about ready for live action. Here is tonight's tale of the tape. 3 years apart with similar height and reach. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Dan Bergliata. And now, this is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. Live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This woman is a Muay Thai fighter, holding a professional record of 19 wins, 2 losses. She stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 125 pounds. Presenting the challenger, Hyla Santos. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner. This woman is a kickboxer, holding a professional record of 16 wins, 3 losses. She stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 125 pounds. Presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC flyweight champion of the world, Alexa Grasso.
All right, this is for the UFC Championship. I want you to obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. I want a nice, clean, safe fight. Touch gloves, back your corners, not fight.
You ready? Are you ready?
Well, our stat guys are ready to score takedowns if need be, but given this matchup on paper, we're expecting really a glorified kickboxing match here under mixed martial arts.
They can head to the popcorn booth right now because we don't need them. This is going to be all striking. Leave that grapple button empty. Don't touch it. Covered with a piece of tape. You don't need it.
Oh, huge elbow!
She is such a diverse striker that kick strike landed, and it looks like she's going to finish this fight.
Well, there are few things more fun to watch in mixed martial arts than these type of transitions and scrambles on the ground.
High-level grappling can really be entertaining.
Wow, what a head kick.
Oh, big elbow.
Now goes in and secures the takedown. Nice hammer fist. So look at this, DC. She's got her in rubber guard. I know we've seen a lot of Eddie Bravo pupils employ this with pretty good success in the UFC. Trying for a submission here. Nicely done. Grasso's looking to go from the full to the half guard here. Opponent not having it. Oh, keeping busy here off of her back. Nice offense from the bottom. Great movement by her here on the ground, and she just does it so fluidly and so easily. It's really a sight to behold.
You can tell that she's spent a lifetime developing this skill with the way that she's able to move with so little effort on the mat.
Oh, that's a nice job by her there to reverse the position on the ground.
She was in trouble. Now she is the one handing out the punishment. Great change of position very quickly.
Well, she was long on grappling experience coming into the UFC, and you see her chops here, just beautiful when it comes to the transition.
It's very difficult to keep up with her on the ground.
Cranks the neck now. We'll see if she can get under the chin and finish off the rear naked choke.
Now it's starting to slip under the neck. Goodness, what a fight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That is some opportunistic grappling right there, and nice finishing instincts as well. You see a lot of fighters get the dominant position, but aren't necessarily able to lock up the choke or force the tap. No problem with her as she gets one of the bigger wins of her UFC career. Well, the celebration is officially on for the UFC Women's Flyweight Champion, getting it done and emphatically tonight by way of submission.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mergliata has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes, 3 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by tap out due to an armbar, Alexa
All right, so another #1 contender goes by the boards. Congratulations to the still UFC flyweight champion of the world, and I would think a scary proposition to the rest of this division. She's only getting better.
She is getting better with every single title defense. You knew that she would have to be on her game tonight, and she was exactly that to remain the champion.
'Cause I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world.